Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. Leal is perplexed, is how I'm going to phrase this. After all, let's face it, many odd turns have been taken, many odd names have been invoked. Certainty has suddenly become inherently uncertain. So, where is Leal this afternoon? Or, yeah, it's afternoon still.
Mm, let's just throw this tidbit of backstory in the game and say that Lil is or has just visited her mom, brought her cigarettes, kind of cleaned up the small bedroom that her mom has in whatever kind of facility she's stuck at. Did a little bit of talking, uh, did a walk around
Was she
some sort of
having
a park.
Was she
Hmm?
having a good day or a bad day?
Eh, mm,
Your
mm.
mother, that is, not yet, not
Oh,
you.
my mother, I don't know.
I tell you what. Let's What I know that she. What is her condition again?
She
Uh,
has Korsakoff syndrome.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's dementia by the over like basically alcohol abuse.
Okay, so let's do a roll. I'm going to roll a d10. On a 1 to 5, she will have been having a bad day. On a 6 to 10, she will have been having a good day.
Okay.
And this is a good day with the condition. She was having a very good day,
Okay.
which is in many ways more heartbreaking because you know that tomorrow she mightn't be.
Mhm. Yeah. So they chatted a little bit about probably about like the days past, the good old times. Not that Lil really remembers very good of it, but and their mom would have asked about her brother and whether her brother comes to visit, and then Lil would have shrugged and says, "Yeah, probably soon. He's busy today. He's working." And from there on, she would be probably getting back in her car to drive home.
Mhm.
Yeah, just sort of thinking about what, like how today went. She was kind of glad her mom had a good day, that they could do some talking instead of just, weird things, screaming. And is then sort of, yeah, basically thinking about everything that has transpired. Not actually thinking about this huge amount of money that just sort of happened to slip into her bank account.
How much money was it?
10 times what she had.
What was her resources?
One.
I can actually give you an exact answer to how much that is
Oh boy.
because we have a system for this. Give me a second.
Yeah, I believe it was already mentioned, but I forgot.
Resources. Here we go. It would have been about 50,000 euro. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that is definitely on her mind because she does not like it when someone tries to buy her. It's like fuck
Okay.
it, no.
Neil, as you step out of your car and your feet hit the sidewalk, you look down for a split second. It doesn't matter why. You might think you dropped something out of your bag, or you might feel as though, maybe your shoelace is untied. But when you look up, you will not be standing looking at your house. You will be standing on a long, cobbled street that seems to have that seems to go on for as far as the eye can see. On the wall beside you, there will be a signpost that lists somewhere and nowhere.
Lil looks up, looks around, is like, well, fuck. And yeah, she'll head in the direction of somewhere.
Okay.
Why not?
After a few moments walking, you will indeed see Gunter's antique shop, though it doesn't seem to have a name, or if it does, the name is concealed by the grime that obscures the sign.
She'll just out of habits, kind of feels for the gun that's in her pocket as always. Just, not that she's necessarily wanting to shoot him, but yeah, it's just nice to know that it's there. Especially when weird shit like this happens. And then she'll head into the shop.
Okay. You will be immediately hit by the smell of incense that seems to waft from the small incense holder that is on the desk. It's far too much of a heavy smell for such a small dispenser, but yet, once again, it swirls around you. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the shop.
Wasn't there last time.
Hmm.
So yeah, she's just gonna look around and hello?
Mm, yeah. One moment. This man will walk out from behind the counter and look at you. Oh, we weren't expecting visitors.
Okay. I can go. Sorry.
It's
She
all
doesn't
right.
really sound
Sorry. Wait.
particularly sorry.
One moment. Your name is Lil, right?
Fuck you know.
Because you're about 10 minutes early.
10 minutes early, really.
Yes. He turns around a small appointment book, and indeed, your name is listed here. The arrival time is 10 minutes from now.
Hmm. I was not aware I had an appointment.
I just keep the books.
Check. So 10 minutes?
I can. Would you like to sit down? I can offer tea.
Nope. I'll just go outside, have a smoke.
You can smoke in here if you'd like. It's not a big deal. It's not like we're actually, beholden to the health and safety laws.
I can tell.
Hmm.
Fine. And she'll, yeah, literally like lean against the counter and pull out a packet of cigarettes and light one up.
Oh, it's fun. It's nice to meet you. My name is Mannequin.
Well, you already know my name, so.
Hmm. For the record, Saskia, you know what a mannequin is, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'll just. I have some sweeping to do.
Yeah, I'm not stopping you.
Are you always so dour? He'll say as he takes out a sweeping brush and starts to sweep the floor.
Never heard complaints.
Hmm. Interesting.
They'll just sort of shrugs.
The sweeping will continue. At exactly, we shall put it down to an hour. So at exactly 3 o'clock, a small cuckoo clock in the corner will start to chime. So 1, 2, 3, and on the third chime, Gunter will walk into the shop. He will throw his coat onto a peg. You'll notice the little peg fit. You will notice the actual hat stand slash coat stand in question moves ever so slightly to make sure the coat doesn't fall on the ground. Before he will turn to Leal and he will say, "I do beg your pardon. Miss Quinn. I'm led to understand you were early.
I heard the same thing, surprisingly.
Hmm. Would you care to sit down?
Lil is considering saying no, but he just sort of grumble. Yeah, sure.
Hmm. Mannequin. Yes, sir. Please bring me tea. As you wish, sir. Will your guests be joining you? Question: what would Lil like to eat or drink at this moment in time, if anything? Like, even if it's
Mm,
outlandish or weird.
let me see. Yeah. Because my first idea was to say a beer, but no, she doesn't do that. She'll say coffee probably. She'll probably drink coffee all day.
Okay, is there a specific type of coffee or just black coffee?
Black coffee.
Ah, also fetch me a pot of black coffee in a single cup. Yes, sir. Hmm. My apologies, Mannequin is Mannequin. If he was rude or abrasive, he's mainly here in order to see to the floor.
Right.
Hmm.
Rather unusual name.
Is it? It's not so much a name as what he is.
I see.
No, you don't, but that's neither here nor there.
Great. It was fun.
You really must learn to not take things as personally as you do,
Why not?
because not the entire world is not, in fact, out to get you.
You say
I
that.
assure you, the world has many things to do that do not involve the selfless or the selfish punishment of Lil O'Quinn. There was an O in there. Haha, I was
Hmm.
right.
Lil will just, light up another cigarette. Mostly to avoid answering that, because, you know. So, why the fuck am I here?
You're here because you were lost, and you clearly required something.
I was lost at such a time that you could make an appointment for me?
I happen to be very good at knowing when people are lost.
Right. Well, are you also very good at knowing why someone is lost? Because didn't really feel particularly lost because my front door was outside of my car.
There are many different ways that one can be lost, Mr. Quinn. If it is just a matter of not knowing where you're going, well, that's simple. But if it's a matter of not knowing where it is you're flowing, then that's an entirely different matter.
Right. Just call me Lil.
As you wish, Lil. He will sit down in his chair, in his little alcove, as the tea and coffee is brought out and set down before you on a table by Mannequin. He will say, "Why must you always be so defensive?"
You almost sound like him. She points at Mannequin.
Well, considering that I imprinted many of my own emotional patterns onto Mannequin in order to give him some semblance of cognizance, that would make sense.
But Lil again sort of shrugs. Well, I'm what I am, so.
Are you though?
What kind of question is that?
Well, hmm. Do you know who you are?
I'm Lil.
Are you?
At this point in time, at this place, yes.
Mm. He will just smile and he will say, "That is the face you wear, and that is what, in many respects, you may have been. But you are now more than Lil. You are Lil, mm, in a manner of speaking, because you don't know how to not be."
I don't necessarily have issues with that.
Hmm.
From all I've understood, what I was once was basically shit.
No, never that. Never once.
How would you know? How do you know, actually?
Because I know you, or I knew you.
How?
What do you mean by how?
Well, how did you know me? I know that those pages in your book are the pages we can't read.
Hmm. Because follow me. We're going to go on a little walk, he'll say as he holds out a hand.
She will, of course, not take the hand, but we'll get
It's
up.
e- it's easier if I show you. He makes a motion towards a door on one side of the room, and the door opens. Follow, he will say as he walks through the door. You'll notice as he walks through the door, he vanishes.
Lil's staring at that door for a few moments. Like, that direct order sort of makes her want to not follow him, but she's literally kicking herself over the doorstep.
Okay. As you do so, you feel like you're falling for about 5 seconds or so before you find your feet again. The first thing that strikes you is it's much colder where you are standing at the moment. You are standing on what appears to be a flat, grassy scrubland plain that stretches as far as the eye can see in every direction. It's incredibly flat with small hills. The night it is currently night where you are at the moment. And you will see Gunter is standing about 10 feet away, rather sitting on the ground about 10 feet away on the side of a small grassy knoll.
And Lil will sort of again feel just, is the gun still there? And will
Oh,
then,
it is.
oh yeah, I mean, I presumed it's just, And yeah, we'll walk up.
Welcome to Outer Mongolia.
Outer Mongolia.
Mhm.
I didn't bring my papers.
We won't be here terrifically long. Sit down.
Why?
Trust me.
Right.
Why do you have such a problem with trust?
Why would I trust anyone?
Then, a test. I've asked you to trust me. If you place your trust in me once, that's fine. I assure you you'll be rewarded. If not, you might miss something that might make you feel or might make you understand. But it's up to you. It makes no difference to me.
This better be good. Yeah, she'll sit down. I mean, basically at this point, she's kind of feeling like, if she doesn't do what Gunther tells her to, she might be trapped in freaking outer Mongolia.
Goddamn Mongolia. Goddamn Mongolians. Above you, the sky is beautiful. It's one of those places that there is literally no light pollution. So you can see an entire expanse of stars above you. Stars beyond number and stars beyond counting. As you look up, a few minutes later, as Gunther sits there in silence with you, you will see one, two, three, followed by dozens of shooting stars. A cascade of them across the night sky that look like tails of light, seeming to illuminate everything beneath them, cascading down towards Earth. You see streaks of light across heaven, as if heaven itself was illuminated by the tails of some many faced god. And I will let Leal feel about that the way Leal feels.
At first, Lil is trying to keep that sort of displeased emotion like in the forefront of her mind. But especially as those stars are starting to fall, I think it will resonate with her somehow, somewhat. And there is a sort of wonder on her face, and uh, like it's almost visible that her defenses are going down. Basically, she seems to be taken by this natural phenomenon more than she would normally allow herself to admit.
Okay. I would like you to roll me your. Hmm. Give me a
Yes.
second. I'd like you to roll me your intelligence and your legacy, treating your legacy as if you had four.
Jesus. Okay.
It will be difficulty six.
There's my intelligence.
And you can spend willpower if you'd like.
I mean, treating my legacy as if I have four, so basically my intelligence plus four.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I got one success.
Okay. For a brief flash, it is literally instantaneous, but it fills you from within that deepest place of yourself. You see you see a figure stood amid the stars with a bow in their hand, and as each arrow is loose, they essentially loose another shooting star across the night sky.
Even if that's just for a moment, Lil's just staying silent for a very long time.
Gunther doesn't say a word. The light show itself, the actual meteor shower, as you'd suppose it must be, lasts for about 45 minutes or so.
Then there's probably 45 minutes at least, probably an hour of silence.
Yeah, he won't say anything.
And neither will Lil. Oh,
Hmm. See, I said that sitting down would be better.
but I know who that was.
Hmm. In a manner of speaking, it was you.
Yes,
Hmm.
but how do you know? Do you know this of everyone? Do you have
No,
pages in your book of everyone?
not everyone. Many, yes. You'll be able to read my book when it is that you should read my book. It's weird like that. But know that I knew you. If you want, you can P&E him.
Sure. Perception and empathy. Wow, I have empathy. Just
You have two empathies, in fact.
yes, I do. I also have a very shitty roll with only one success.
Are you including the -2 diff from vision?
Fair enough. I did not. In that case, I would have um 4.
Oh well, that's a lot better than one, isn't it?
I suppose, yeah.
When he says that, he looks at you for a brief moment, and his eyes are filled with longing and sadness.
Oh dear. Why don't you tell me?
Hmm. Because it's better if you come to these realizations by yourself, as opposed to me spoon feeding them to you.
I don't
No, I will make you an agreement, Miss Snow. I will answer one question for you truthfully, and in exchange, at some point, you will do the same.
hmm. All right.
Very well. And what would you like to know?
I mean, hmm. Hmm. There are many things I would like to know. What is the most important to you?
What is most important to me?
Yes.
Hmm. that we never forget the values that we fought for, and that we never let those whom we fought for, because we fought for them, have to suffer because of our mistakes.
Would you consider yourself a savior of humanity then?
I love humanity because of what it is, and I hate humanity for what it is that it does to itself. Both of these are unfortunately algorithms towards the greater equation. So, I consider myself a watcher of humanity. I don't directly interact with it, but I still hold out hope that there will be a brighter dawn for it. Free will and all that.
Then how do you feel about us, our kind, what we are?
That we've been given a second chance to fight for the people whom we must fight for. Even if it is subtle, even if they do not see us, even if they do not know us, we must protect what it is that we fell for.
Why is this so important to you?
Because if not, then we fell for nothing. We didn't follow the Lightbringer because he was powerful, for the Almighty was stronger still. We did not follow the Lightbringer because we were coerced. He never said that we must follow. We followed the Lightbringer because he said we must protect. We must protect the nature of what humanity is. If they are the children of God, if this is a statement that has any truth and rings true in any way, then even though we cannot stand in His grace, and that's fine, we are still the shepherds of man, one way or another. And that's why I followed Him.
Hmm. Is that why I followed him?
Technically, that's two questions,
Okay.
but I will answer it. Hmm, I don't know why you followed the Lightbringer. And that is not my misleading you. I genuinely do not know. Only you can answer that question.
Well, I don't. I can't. I don't know. I've tried grasping at my pasts, but it's like it's there, but I can't touch it.
That is not to say it cannot be brought back into you. It just takes time.
Mm. Hmm.
And as something that I can give you for free, because I know it is something that you want more than anything, yes, eventually you can do what you want. And by that I mean, yes, at a certain point in time, you will have the power to fix your mother. Yes.
How the fuck do you know?
Mhm. I know a lot of things.
Have you been spying on me?
No. Shall we just say that I. Hmm. Hmm. I knew you before you were you. Or
Lil,
rather,
or
hmm, I knew that you would be. I knew that your essence would go to Lil before it went to Lil.
so you've been spying on me before I even knew what was going on. That's fucked up.
Hmm. You're free to view it that way if you'd like. More so, I was keeping you safe. That's fine.
Hmm.
Needless to say, he'll stand up at this point. If you wish to learn, I will teach. If you don't, that's fine. And one day you'll learn what's in that book.
I mean, you were apparently deciding things for me before I was me.
No, I didn't decide anything for you. I didn't influence your path. I merely made sure that your path would. I merely made sure that you would be you, as was ordained by the path. I didn't change anything.
I got Lil got shot to be me.
Yes,
You claim to be someone who wants to protect humanity, yet you let someone be killed. Two persons being killed, being murdered, so that I would be here in this body. How is that not fucked up?
it was what needed to be. Fate's funny like that.
Right.
You cannot think of justice as just, and you cannot think of fate as merciful. It's not.
I mean, perhaps you just chose the shittiest place to be. I don't know.
Perhaps you just chose what, sir?
The shittiest place to be?
Maybe. Do you know? I will give you this piece of. Do you know what I used to do before the fall?
I mean, do I even need to answer this question?
I don't know. Other people may have told you. I'm not omnipresent, you know.
You sure make it sound like you are.
Hmm. I filled the hourglasses with sand so that each thing in creation would know how long it had to live. Seems like a entirely mundane task, and it was. Occasionally, I would have to shatter an hourglass because the creature to whom the sand had been allotted died. This was fine until man lost its perfection and must in time succumb to death. And so I had to shatter the hourglasses of men, women, etc. Then the war began, and I needed to shatter the hourglasses of my brothers and sisters, whom I loved deeply, because they were no longer, well, themselves. They were no longer with us. I don't think I can use the phrase dead correctly as they. That suggests things. But I had to shatter their hourglasses, and in doing so, I can still hear the ringing of the glass, the sound of the splintering wood. Because in that final action, I ended their thread, because I was ordered to do so, and I could never reconcile those orders. So when you talk about picking a fucked up place to stand, that's because I assure you, where I was standing up to that moment in time made me more of a monster than I could possibly contemplate, and more of a monster than the abyss could ever make me.
Sure. Look, I don't know what to say about that. Sure, it was terrible. I don't know. So now what?
Would you like to come back? Would you like to go to Dublin, back to Dublin now?
I sure don't hell don't want to be standing here.
Very good. He will turn, and as he does so, the world around you seems to ripple ever so slightly before Lil is standing outside of her house again, standing out of her car.
She'll turn around to basically look for Gunther.
He's not there.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is annoying. She, will once more check to see if her car is locked.
Yeah.
And, will then probably head into the house.
All right. In that case, we can end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Finger guns.